Welcome back, Warriors of the Land of Dawn. A new season is here, bringing fresh chances to rise through the ranks and prove your skill. Looking for the best META EXP laners to dominate in Mobile Legends? In this video, we're breaking down the top 10 EXP lane heroes you need to be playing right now. Whether you prefer heavy sustain, hard-hitting fighters, or disruptive tanks, these heroes will help you escape Epic and climb all the way to Mythic. Stick around until the end to find out which EXP laner matches your playstyle best. Now, let's jump straight into number 10. At number 10, we have Uranus, one of the most frustrating EXP laners to deal with. His strength comes from his insane HP regeneration through his passive. Combined with the shield from his second skill, Uranus thrives in prolonged trades where most enemies eventually run out of resources. In lane, he excels with hit-and-run tactics. Dive in to deal damage, back off to heal, then repeat until the enemy is either forced to recall or ends up getting taken down. His playstyle is all about patience with bursts of aggression at the right moment, constantly chipping away at opponents, baiting out key skills, and forcing them back while he grows tankier with every item. With core items like Dominance Ice and Oracle, Uranus becomes incredibly hard to kill, yet still remains a persistent threat in team fights. While he doesn't have the burst damage of other fighters, his ability to soak up damage, regenerate HP, and be a constant nuisance makes him one of the most reliable picks in the current meta. Here is the recommended build and spells for Uranus. At number 9, we have Phoveus, an exceptional hero known for his durability and effective playstyle as an XP lane specialist. Phoveus shines by marking enemies with his passive ability, allowing him to unleash his ultimate multiple times in rapid succession. Phoveus's ultimate deals damage based on a percentage of the enemy's health, making it crucial for him to build tank items. This allows him to sustain during fights while still dealing respectable damage. The key to mastering Phoveus is to effectively utilize each passive mark you land, ensuring you maximize your damage output. Despite his tankiness, Phoveus is vulnerable to high mobility heroes. He lacks an escape mechanism, making it challenging to disengage from team fights. Therefore, it's crucial to pick your battles wisely, as he may struggle to retreat if a fight turns unfavorable. Mastering Phoveus involves leveraging his marks and maintaining awareness of team dynamics to ensure successful engagements. Here is the recommended build and spells for Phoveus. At number 8, we have Minsitthar, the perfect counter to many of the current meta junglers like Lancelot, Joy, and Hayabusa. His passive and second skill give him solid early game damage, while his iconic ultimate locks enemies inside a zone and completely denies all blink skills. Against assassins and fighters who rely on mobility, Minsitthar can shut down their entire game plan. He's not just a strong laner, his utility in team fights is massive. With the ability to initiate, peel, and dish out consistent damage, Minsitthar brings value in every stage of the game. He scales well into the late game, and his mix of durability and control makes him a reliable frontline presence for his team. Though he can feel clunky and vulnerable if his ultimate misses, his overall impact is undeniable. One of his deadliest tools is the combination of his first skill hook and ultimate. A well-placed hook can pull an enemy into range, and with Flicker, Minsitthar can instantly reposition and drop his ultimate to trap multiple enemies inside. This combo is devastating in team fights, forcing carries to burn Purify or Flicker early, or else get locked down and eliminated. Mastering this playstyle is what separates a good Minsitthar from a great one. making him one of the most dangerous initiators in the current meta. Here is the recommended build and spells for Minsitthar. At number 7, we have Cici, an aggressive EXP laner with excellent sustain and mobility. Her passive healing and constant barrage of attacks allow her to outlast most opponents in extended team fights, making her extremely difficult to push out of lane. Once she locks onto a target, escaping becomes nearly impossible without mobility skills or help from teammates. What really sets her apart is her ability to link two enemies together, often turning fights into death traps. When two heroes are bound, one cannot escape without dragging the other down, which creates easy kill setups for her and her team. That said, Cici isn't without weaknesses. Burst-heavy heroes or strong crowd control can shut her down before she has the chance to regenerate through fights. But in the right hands, with proper timing and positioning, she becomes one of the most oppressive EXP laners. Here is the recommended build and spells for Cici. Rolling in at number 6, we have Grock. Following his latest revamp, Grock has made a strong return to the meta, showcasing his prowess as a formidable tank and XP laner. His new kit offers impressive abilities that can significantly impact the outcome of battles. One of Grock's standout features is his crowd control immunity on each skill cast. This allows him to engage or disengage from fights without the fear of being interrupted, making him a reliable force on the front lines. Grock's unique ability to create walls enhances his control over the battlefield. By leveraging terrain, he can create zones of safety for his team or barriers that disrupt enemy movement. His skills not only deal damage, but also provide opportunities for strategic positioning, crucial in high-stakes team fights. The revamped Grock is a game changer for any team, offering a mix of durability, crowd control immunity, and impressive damage output. Mastering his unique mechanics, especially his interplay with walls, can make a significant difference in team fights. Grock is definitely one of the heroes you need to be playing right now. Here is the recommended build and spells for Grock. Strolling in at number 5, we have Ruby. Last season, she received a significant buff to her base spell vamp, allowing her to stand out among other spell vamp heroes. Ruby has now established herself as the undeniable queen of spell vamp in the game. Ruby excels as an initiator and disruptor, especially when dealing with pesky high-mobility assassins like Lancelot and Joy. Her abilities allow her to easily lock down fast-moving foes, rendering them vulnerable and giving her team an upper hand. With a combination of crowd control and sustain, Ruby can dive into the heart of the battle and come out alive. But like every hero, Ruby has weaknesses. Ruby can struggle against heroes that can burst her down quickly before she has a chance to utilize her sustain. Additionally, her reliance on being in close range can expose her to dangerous situations if not played carefully. In conclusion, Ruby is a strong pick in the current meta, thanks to her enhanced spell vamp, crowd control abilities, and initiation potential. Her ability to absorb damage and heal in the midst of team fights allows her to play a pivotal role in ensuring victory. Here is the recommended build and spells for Ruby. Dashing in at number 4, we have Arlott, the Lancelot of fighters. Arlott is a captivating and dynamic hero. His unique abilities and versatile playstyle allow him to adapt to various roles on the battlefield. making him a formidable presence in any match. Arlott excels in mobility, allowing him to reposition quickly and making him a slippery target for enemies. His passive gives him the ability to mark foes who have been crowd-controlled, whether by his own abilities, Lord, or those of his teammates. This marking mechanic is crucial to his playstyle, as it enables him to dash onto marked enemies, refreshing the cooldown of his second skill. However, players must be careful when dashing onto unmarked enemies, as engaging without the proper marks can be punishing. Lacking any built-in escape mechanisms means Arlott must rely on his agility and awareness to avoid dangerous situations. Arlott shines when paired with heroes that possess crowd control abilities, such as Badang, Grock, and Vexana. These heroes can mark enemies more easily, allowing Arlott to take advantage of his passive and chain his dashes together for enhanced mobility. This synergy can significantly ramp up his damage output and effectiveness during team fights. Arlott can be built in multiple ways: tank, semi-tank, or assassin, allowing for flexibility based on team needs and personal playstyle. However, it's essential to exercise caution when building a full damage setup, as he can become relatively squishy and vulnerable to burst damage from enemies. Arlott is an exceptional pick, offering high mobility, crowd control synergies, and a versatile build potential. When played effectively, he can dominate the battlefield and create opportunities for his team to secure victories. With careful execution, quick dashes, and strategic aggression, Arlott can leave a lasting impact in any match. It's also important to practice him, as Arlott is not a beginner-friendly hero. Here is the recommended build and spells for Arlott. Taking the number 3 spot is Zhong, the Black Dragon himself. Zhong dominates the early game with his powerful trades. If opponents aren't careful, he can take them down in just a few hits. The key to mastering Zhong lies in consistently triggering his passive, which gives him extra sustain and damage in extended fights. His ultimate's dragon transformation makes him immune to crowd control, grants bonus movement speed, and allows him to ignore terrain. This gives him unmatched initiation and the ability to dive directly into the backline, reaching mages and marksmen who would normally be hard to approach. Zhong thrives in chaotic teamfights, disrupting formations and healing back massive chunks of HP while soaking up damage. With core items like Bloodlust Axe for sustain and Dominance Ice for durability, Zhong becomes both tanky and threatening. Using his third skill and the Petrify battle spell, he can almost guarantee a kill on any squishy target, and it's a combo every Zhong player should know. Here is the recommended build and spells for Zhong. Coming in at number 2, we have X.Borg, the fiery fighter feared by tanks and frontliners alike. With the latest patch, his kit became even scarier, as he can now inflict true damage with all of his skills, once an enemy's temperature bar reaches the critical threshold. This essentially melts through defenses, making traditional tank items like antique cuirass or blade armor completely useless against him. When paired with a fully stacked war axe, X.Borg's sustained damage ramps up quickly, allowing him to shred even the tankiest heroes, such as Beleric and Carmilla. He truly shines in chaotic teamfights, where his AoE damage punishes grouped enemies, and his ultimate, Last Insanity, forces opponents to scatter or risk being wiped out. His durability from Faraga armor also gives him an edge in extended battles, letting him absorb damage while keeping the burn effects going. That said, it's crucial to build the right defensive items to sustain his armor. Without Faraga armor, X.Borg is like a snail without its shell, slow, exposed, and an easy target. But with the right balance of damage and survivability, he becomes a lane bully, an anti-tank specialist, and one of the most devastating teamfight presences. Here is the recommended build and spells for X.Borg. And finally, taking the #1 spot is Lapu-Lapu, the ultimate all-around EXP laner. What sets Lapu-Lapu apart is just how complete his kit is. He has durability that rivals many tanks, AoE crowd control that can stun multiple enemies, powerful spell vamp, high mobility, short cooldowns, and still solid base damage on his skills. This combination makes him one of the safest and most reliable picks for climbing the ranks, no matter what the enemy draft looks like. His ultimate is what turns him into a true teamfight powerhouse. Not only does it boost his durability, but it also provides massive AoE damage and hard crowd control, letting him dive into the heart of battle and disrupt entire enemy teams. Combined with his natural sustain and mobility, Lapu-Lapu thrives in extended skirmishes, healing back health while dishing out damage that forces opponents to scatter. Lapu-Lapu's greatest strength is how difficult he is to punish. He can pressure most laners, shrug off attempts to zone him out, and then rotate quickly to secure objectives or back up his teammates. Whether your team needs a tough frontliner, a reliable duelist, or a flexible initiator, Lapu-Lapu can play that role seamlessly. It's this unmatched versatility and consistency that makes him the clear #1 EXP laner in the current meta. Here is the recommended build and spells for Lapu-Lapu.